So you've had your fun. It may be time to start keto again. In this video, we're going to talk about how to do that the right way and the way that's the most sustainable. So you've had your fun. You've eaten your fill. Our views have gone down. We know that many people have just gone off the deep end and gone off keto for the holiday season. But guess what? We're going to get back on that horse. But it's okay. We've done it many times. So watch this video so we can indoctrinate you back into the ketogenic lifestyle. In our opinion, I'll speak for both of us, anybody who tells you that it's never okay to go off keto is not telling you the truth. It's just about getting back on. That's the most important. I think that, there's lots of ways to do keto. We kind of do technically keto where we try to eat like clean most of the time and then have some indulgences. There are people who do carnivore, ketovore, all these different types of things. A lot of people take breaks to enjoy things when they're on vacation. The problem is that when you're addicted to food, it can turn into a free-for-all for months, if not years. That's the problem. I mean, if you were to go off for a couple of weeks, you might gain back some water weight or you might gain back some pounds. You didn't gain all of the weight overnight, right?
It took years.
It took years.
It might seem like it just like one day you woke up and you were 150 pounds overweight because people don't often weigh themselves every day. So sometimes it can be like a surprise when you feel like you've gained 50 pounds out of nowhere. But that's how fast it can go once you let yourself off of keto.
Especially if you're trying to make up for lost time, which is how I always did it when I went off keto in the past. I would have to shovel it all in because I'm missing out on a bunch of stuff that I wasn't able to eat for months, if not years, that I was strict on keto. You didn't lose the weight overnight and you didn't gain it overnight. And, going off keto for a week or two is not the problem. The problem is the lack of control and the addictive tendencies that I have and other people have when it comes to carbs. That's it. Mm-hmm. And some people are able to eat carbs and keep it balanced, but they're not me. I'm not like that at all. So keto is the way that we've chosen to live our lives because it allows us some boundaries in what we can eat and what we can enjoy and have some control in that aspect. It takes a while for you to get to the point where you are able to walk away from keto and then come back. And a lot of people can't and they won't. But so that's why we're telling you, you had your fun. It was great. You ate all the things that you wanted to eat.
Probably feel pretty bad.
Right. Your pants are a little tighter. Take that step now to say, okay, nothing revolutionary has happened in the food world in the last couple months or years that you've been on keto, okay? It's all the same. Like, I'm not going to, one of the Michelin star restaurants to eat. I'm typically eating like chicken fingers and tater tots, like the worst things ever, right? It's not like you're missing out on all of that much. So remember how you felt when you were on keto. Remember how, maybe you were sleeping better, your skin looked better, maybe your mood was better, right? You have to remember all of these things that you were doing just a couple months ago when you were on keto and you were led astray and we're trying to get you back on the path, right? And so what's the easiest way to do that? It's just start today. Start at your next meal. Don't wait until tomorrow because tomorrow it may never come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could say, okay, I've had my fill. I'm going to start steak and broccoli tonight. Once you do that, you're back on track. You don't have to wait till Monday. You don't have to wait till January 1st or January 2nd. You don't have to make it, I'm going to exercise and I'm going to eat super clean keto and I'm going to take all these vitamins. How about you just eat one keto meal? Just one. And make it simple, eat it, and get back on track. Making all these really hard resolutions now that are going to span months, if not years, a lot of people will never follow through past a week because it is way too much to commit to. Mm-hmm. It's way too much change. My husband always talks about like going to the gym and the week after New Year's being really crazy, really packed. But the second week after New Year's, no one is sticking to that anymore. The gym is empty again, right? You're making too many promises. You're making too much commitment. And so you get overwhelmed and you decide, you know what? I'm not going to do it at all. How about just eat one keto meal? Just start right there. And then don't think about 100 keto meals ahead of you. Just do the one. And if you guys gained a lot of weight, you gained 10, 15 pounds, most of it's probably water weight. Mm-hmm. It probably isn't fat. I mean, you have to eat a lot to gain actual fat back. So what? Half of it might be fat, half of it might be water, okay? And you'll start losing that like 3 or 4 days in. You'll start to drop that weight again. You'll start to feel better. Really, really want to get strict again. and you can do it, you could always try alternate day fasting, or you could try, just to go carnivore for a couple days, just to like reset yourself. Because if you were to go carnivore for like a week, then eating just keto food in general is going to seem really great to you. And if you can't seem to get yourself back on track doing like clean keto, eat dirty keto. Just eat keto. That's the most important thing we're trying to get at. If you do not make your next meal a keto meal, you could blink and it could be May. I've done it before where I blinked and I said, oh, I'm leaving for my wedding, and I haven't lost anything. Because I always said, I'll start on Monday. And I did that 52 times.
Until it was the Monday of your wedding.
Until it was the day I was leaving. And I said, oh, I never ended up doing that. That's how time can fly.
Time is going to go by whether you're on keto or not.
Right.
And I think that you're going to feel so much better about yourself if you realize that you stuck to it instead of realizing, wow, I haven't started at all.
Right.
That's a terrible feeling. And so even knowing a little bit that you tried, even if you fell off a couple of times in between those periods, even if you tried 90% of the time, 50% of the time, it's better than not trying at all.
Sarah and I are always really thankful for, not for failing, that we kept on trying. Sarah and I have been off and on keto for 20 years, and I cannot imagine what my life would be like had I never tried it. Because even when we failed and gained it back, it's because we were eating terribly in between. And so if we never gave ourselves those years of being on keto in between,
where would we
be? Like, what would our health be like now? Like, where would we be right now? The point is just start again. I know it's hard. You could either look back 6 months from now when the summer is starting and say, wow, I was able to get back on. You won't even think about it. You won't even think about the month or two that you took off in between. But if you don't, you will have gone off keto for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It's possible that you could gain back everything you lost plus 20, 30, 40 pounds. Because you could blink and it could be June.
And then everyone that ever told you that keto was too restrictive is going to say,
I told you so.
I told you so.
Right.
And it's not...
That's the worst thing ever. Not even gaining it back. It's when people who think that they know you better than you know yourself, and then they turn out that you just proved them right. I hate that.
If nothing else motivates you, let that motivate you. I hate when people say that.
We've had so many people come and say, well, we'll see.
We'll see. Oh, you lost 100 pounds?
We'll see.
We'll see in a year if you keep it off. Like, already telling me that I'm going to fail. And that's all I need to be like, I'll skip the croissant today, I'm
going to go back on keto.
Yeah.
Prove them wrong. Do it to prove them wrong and prove yourself right. That you could get back on track. You had your fun. You had your fill.
Say that you've been off keto for a couple of weeks. Is there something that you want to order right now? That could be like, wow, I need to eat that before I get back on. Sometimes I think about it after I cheat. I'm like, there's nothing that I want.
Right.
I can't think of anything. I could order anything. We live in Chicago. You could literally order any type of cuisine to your door. And I'm just like, I have no taste for anything. That's the perfect time to get back on.
Right.
Because you don't care about anything that you eat anyway. It could be anything. So why not make
Nothing's
it a keto
gonna
meal?
do that for you. Nothing's gonna do it for you. Nothing's gonna really scratch that itch for you. If you're at that point where it's like you're just throwing food down and you're just like not even enjoying it anymore and you're feeling kind of sick overall, it's time to get back on keto. So take it day by day. Sarah and I always say that too. It's like, don't think about the 100 meals that you're gonna have this month that are keto. Think about one meal. Just think about your next meal. That's it. You're not thinking beyond that. Because that's the hardest part, is getting started again. And after a week, after 2 weeks, after you start feeling better, after you start shedding the water weight, you're going to be happy that you started.
And time is going to go by no matter what.
Right. So you could wake up in 6 months and you could be way further ahead in your journey, or you could go way back.
It's time now to come back to keto. You can do it. We've done it so many times.
Use our comments section right now as a confessional. Confess what you've eaten and what your next keto meal is going to be. Type it in that bar. Send it off into the world.
Send it away from you.
Send it away from you, exactly. Engage with this video. Make it move in the algorithm. Subscribe to
Technically Keto.
And if you're looking for more keto content by us, you can click on one of the videos on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out. Get back on keto. Do
today.
it right now.